Premier League football returning to Molineux this season following Wolves' promotion. And next up, we've got their game against West Ham, which on the face of it, Steve, looks like a pretty tight and dour and tense match. Not much expansive football and goals from West Ham last year, was there? No,
and there hasn't been pre-season either, and it's been well versed. He's come out and said that he needs a centre forward there.
Do you see it being
well, we've got a side in Wolves. Wolves last year were high scorers. They went and attacked teams, but they did leave themselves vulnerable. The times that I saw them take leads in games, 2-0 up in games and throw them away. I think that happened 4 or 5 times last year where they allowed teams back into it. And defensively, they weren't great.
Yeah.
So I do worry about them defensively. Yeah. However, going forward, the quality that you've got in the Championship, is that going to be enough to see them okay in the Premiership? Very different kettle of fish. Plenty of players that haven't played in the Premiership playing for Wolves. So there's questions to be asked. There's no doubt about that. There's not too many that are, that we're convinced can play at that level. So that'll be interesting to see if they do.
Yeah.
And West Ham are a solid outfit. Again, they'll work hard. They'll be tough to play against, and they'll look to nick things on the break like they did away from home last year. So a contrast of probably a team in Wolves who are decent going forward.
Yeah.
Against a team in West Ham was certainly decent defensively. So, interesting to see who comes out on top.
It will be. And Steve talked there about Wolves' defensive problems. They've signed a French defender this summer called Ronald Zubar from Marseille, who was voted the second worst player in the French league last December by a French football magazine. He finished the season as Marseille's 5th choice centre-half. I think his agent's done a cracking job on Mick McCarthy because he made so many mistakes last year. But you can see that thing when you buy a player and they become a better player because they're more motivated or whatever it can be. It doesn't always work like that, does it?
One person's impression of how a player's playing. Look at Thierry Henry.
Yeah.
Had an absolute nightmare.
And then what happened?
And he comes over to Arsenal and he's absolutely fantastic. So it doesn't always work like that.
No.
I mean, I always like to judge as I find. It's all right to say, this player's done this and that player's done that. But certainly sometimes peripheral circumstances affect your game. So it'll be interesting to see exactly.
Wait and see what happens with Zubar. Well, betting-wise on this one, we both agreed it would be a low-scoring game, didn't we, Steve? We think,
I think West Ham, the strength of West Ham defensively should be, probably stronger than Wolves going forward. So.
Yeah, should be. Well, we've gone on West Ham on the Asian handicap as our first bet with a 0-goal head start. Now that might sound confusing, but it's effectively giving you a safety net here. The bet is effectively on West Ham to win the game, but if it is a draw, then you get your stake money back.
It's draw no bet, really.
It's draw no bet, exactly the same thing, isn't it? So the price on West Ham is a lot shorter than it would be just on West Ham to win the match, but you've got your safety net. So that's our first bet at 21-20, and our second bet is on under 2.5 goals, and that's at 4-5.